Hey folks, in this video we're going to look at two things. First one is the input function and the second is fstrings. Let's get started. So to begin with, last lesson we learned about creating some variables, and I could make a variable called name and I assign the information Mr. Taylor, and then I can call upon that variable whenever I want and I can print it. Awesome. And we also looked at changing the variable. So I could change my name to Joe Blow. Pretty sweet. Print that off. Awesome. Okay. Now in our video game, you might want to ask the user a question while the program is running. It could be, say, what is your player name? And you don't want the user to have to go into the actual program and change the variable. So we can actually set that up. So rather than saying name equals Joe Blow, etc., what we can do is we can add some information. We can add the input function. So we go input, bracket, and we're going to ask a question, what is your name? And close it. All right. Variable, I've assigned it to the input function, and inside that input function, I've written a string called, and it's a question. And then we have linked that variable. We're calling upon it in our print. So let's run this. Okay. It doesn't instantly print our name. What it does print is, what is your name? Down here. And so I could type Mr. Taylor, hit enter, Mr. Taylor comes up. We could run it again. I'll just show you it works. What is your name? Freddie. Hit enter, we get Freddie. Very simple, but very special because we can ask other questions. We could ask, do you want to move the player forwards? Do you want to pick up a key? Those types of things. So this will be the basis of a lot of, input. It's asking the user to put in information into the program. Then later we'll do some decision logic with that. Okay. We could also, we could do some other things. So name, and we could say hobby equals input. It remembers what I already typed. What is your hobby? Or favorite hobby? Like that. That's another question. And we can print hobby. So you can do this with as many variables as you want. We'll go through it. So we run. What is your name? Mr. Taylor. Hit enter. It hasn't printed my name yet. It's up to step 2 on the code. It's asking our second question. What is my hobby? Bee Swarm Simulator on Roblox. Apparently that's pretty good, according to my utens. Okay, hit enter. Mr. Taylor, Bee Swarm Simulator on Roblox. So we can have many variables, we can ask many input questions, and we can print them. Now, the next thing. Because we are asking a lot of questions, it might get a bit confusing about, what does Mr. Taylor mean? Or what does Bee Swarm Simulator on Roblox mean? How does this all link? We might want to explain some things. So we could add some strings to our variables, which we know we've done before. So your name is quotation marks, comma, name. All right. And we'll print it all in one sentence, I think. Name and your favorite hobby is comma, hobby, comma. I don't need the last comma actually. Brilliant. Close the bracket. So we can hit enter. What is your name? Mr. Taylor. Hobby, Roblox. Okay. Your name is Mr. Taylor and your favorite hobby is Roblox. So that's done it. Now, I've shown you, this is where the F string comes in. I've shown you the classic way that we've taught you, where you have to separate your variables with commas and your quotation marks. But it's starting to get a bit of a hassle, actually. And it's very easy to make mistakes. Like if you miss one comma, like the program's not going to run, or one quotation mark. And sometimes in life, as in coding, sometimes making something simpler, removing as many moving parts as possible makes it easier to run that actual code. It's easier to pick up the mistakes. It's easier to actually just work, okay? Because you've just got less things that you have to focus on. So this is getting clunky. And you can also imagine if you're going to add lots of variables to your game and you're combining things all the time, it's just going to get wild. Okay, there's going to be a lot of stuff. So I'm going to show you the F string way. Now an F string, I'll just print it side by side. Print is, we do quotation marks, your name is, and rather than doing all these commas, as you see, and your favorite hobby is hobby. So I was talking and then I can't do two things at once. Okay, let's compare these two sentences. They'll both work. Your name is name and your favorite hobby is hobby. They've both got the same words in the same order. But if you notice, first of all, I've only had to use the quotation marks once. And if I added 10 variables, I would still only had use the quotation marks once. And I don't have to use any commas. Instead, I just replace them with these swirly brackets here. Okay, and I'll prove it to you. They'll both work. What is your name? Mr. Taylor. Roblox. And we'll get two sentences exactly the same. Now, there's no right or wrong way. If you look at this and you're like, that is the way I want to write my code, go for it. Up to you. If you look at this and you see the benefit and saying like, okay, there's just less things that I have to write, and that's a good idea, do that as well. Okay, there's no penalties for using either or. It's up to you which ones you want. But that is our F string there. Brilliant. Take it easy.